Hey, welcome to DICEteroid. My name is Carlos, and today we're going to be having a look at Penny Arcade the game, Gamers vs. Evil. Setup. Locate the oversized deck of cards. These are character cards. Shuffle them and deal every player 2 of these cards. Each player is going to look at the 2 cards that they were dealt and select one based on their abilities. You'll notice that each one has a special ability, for instance, +1 power each turn, and on the bottom right you'll notice that it says how many quarters and tubes should be in that player's deck. Locate the quarter and cardboard tube decks. These will be used to create each player's starting deck. In this case, Tycho starts with 5 quarters and 7 tubes. Once a player has separated the appropriate amount of quarters and cardboard tubes, they should shuffle these cards together to form their starting deck. Instead of a special ability, you'll notice that some cards start the game with a special card. For instance, Ready Rex starts the game with License to Kill in his deck. If you have one of such characters, make sure you locate the card that they would normally start with and include it in your starting deck. Next, make sure you locate the Flesh Reaper and Merch deck. These 2 cards are in every game. They're a balancing mechanism, and they make sure that you never encounter a game where too many cards are too expensive and no one is able to afford them. Next, locate the 4 boss loot decks. Each game will have 1 green boss and 1 red boss. Select whichever you like the most from each set. For this example, I've chosen Dark Tycho and Cardboard Tube Samurai as the bosses. Boss loot decks are a little special. You'll notice that each of them have 3 two-sided cards that contain no information other than the card's price. They also come with 8 cards that are not double-sided. Shuffle these cards and place 4 on the card with a 13 on it. Place the other 4 on the card with a 10 on it. Now place this stack on this one, and the top card should be the one that has the 8 on it. Now that stack of boss loot is ready to play. Do the same with the red boss loot. The idea behind boss loot decks is that they become more difficult to acquire as the game progresses. The first 4 cards of the deck are only going to cost 8 power or tokens. However, once they're sold out, the cost increases. The next 4 cards will cost 10 to purchase. The final card would cost 13 to purchase. Next, we're going to set up our play area. If you want to select which cards you'll use, that's fine. For a balanced game, make sure to select 6 green cards and 6 red cards. Otherwise, locate the cards with the red back. This is the randomizer deck. Shuffle it and then deal 10 cards. These cards will show you which cards will be in the game. Here's what the market area will look like once it's set up. Please note, as mentioned earlier, there should always be a Flesh Reaper and a Merch in every game. The cards should be assembled in ascending order by their cost. So notice that we have 2s, 3s, 4s, 4, 4, 5, and then finally the boss loot. The same goes for the green cards. They are also in ascending order. Locate the card that reads Deleted Cards and place it somewhere in the play area, ideally somewhere that is reachable for all players. Locate a deck of Pax Pox. There should be 20 in a deck, and set them aside as well. Place them in the play area. Locate the 20-sided die that comes in the box and place it in the play area. Now if every player has a character card, a starting deck, and the play area looks like this, you're ready to go. Gameplay. Every player should take their starting deck and draw 6 cards from it. This will form their starting hand. On a player's turn, they should reveal their hand. In this case, I have 3 cardboard tubes that are providing me with 1 power each, and 3 quarters that are providing me with a token each. I can purchase something that costs up to 3 tokens, and something that costs up to 3 power. In this case, Merch costs 3 tokens, so I'm going to go ahead and purchase that. And Broadax in Disguise also costs 3 power, so I'm able to afford both of these cards. You can purchase as many cards as you want as long as you can afford them. After your purchases, take your entire hand and any cards that you purchased and place them in the discard pile. Notice that you have to discard cards from your hand even if you didn't play them. draw back up to 6, and that ends your turn. In the future, if you try to draw cards and you no longer have a deck to draw from, simply take your discard pile and shuffle it. This will form your new deck. As the game progresses, you will purchase better cards that will go into your discard pile, and they'll eventually get shuffled into your deck where you'll be able to draw and use them. The objective of the game is to have as many victory points as possible. Not all cards are worth victory points, but you'll notice on the bottom left of this card there is a star with a value on it. That indicates how many victory points this card is worth. Boss Loot are worth the most victory points, with red Boss Loot being worth 5 victory points each, and green Boss Loot being worth 7 victory points each. Gameplay continues until either Boss Loot deck is sold out, or until 6 of the other decks in play are sold out. This includes Pax Pox. You'll notice that some cards read PvP Attack. These cards generally force other players to discard cards from their hands or to draw Pax Pox. Pax Pox are worthless cards that do nothing for you and at the end of the game award you with -1 victory point. You want to have as few of these as possible. Alright, those are the basics for Penny Arcade. With that information, I think you're ready to play. This is one of my favorite games, so I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.